Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're discussing Love Island Games, episode 7. Listen, episode 7 came out swinging. We had messy edits all over the place. Tyrique realized he's on borrowed time. They also slid in a sympathy edit. I'm gonna get into that later. Also, this heart rate challenge, production thinks they're being slick. I'm already clocking some things. Before we get into this mess, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so now we have Lucinda and Kendall. As you may recall from the previous episode, Solent and Mert went home. Keke and Chris had no choice but to make them unsafe. To me, I don't really understand the rationale, but Lucinda, she is upset. She's boohoo crying. Kendall's offering her some comfort, giving her some words of encouragement, and just reminding her like, hey, you still in the competition, so just be grateful. You could have went home back in the UK. So Lucinda's not the only one who's boohoo crying. Nicola is also upset. Her and Isaiah go to the speakeasy. She was just saying that she's just bummed out because Solent and Mert were also her friends. She's relieved that the public vote kept her safe because both of them are actually very lucky because they are the ones that actually had that black heart. They would have gone home otherwise. She's saying even though the guys didn't like me as much as the other girls.
Thank you guys, so much. Even though the guys don't like me as much as the other girls, do you know what I'm gonna...
Listen, disclaimer. I like Nicola. I'm not falling for the sympathy edit. I'm not falling for a girl that's supposed to be focused on winning in competition. Instead, it's woe is me. Why are the guys not liking me? Why are the guys not paying attention to me? You almost went home, but the boys not liking you in the villa is the real heartbreak. Girl, be serious. To be fair, I feel for her. I understand where she's coming from. Everyone wants to feel desirable. Everyone wants to be seen, especially when you're in a villa full of beautiful people. But one, you have to exercise patience because you never know who's going to walk through that door. They might send a bombshell for her. But also, on the other hand, this is a competition. This is not therapy. At some point, the sob story is going to become a distraction from the real game. And we have already seen this in season 7 of Love Island. I'm not about to do this again. I am not about to give any sympathy vote to take her to the finale. No, ma'am. I still like Nicola. I think she's cute. I think she's fun. I think she's quirky. But no. I'm not buying what you're selling. All right, moving on, we have Keke and Chris. Keke reminds Chris that no matter who they picked, whoever that couple was, regardless, they were going to be upset. So now that they made their choice, they both recognize that since they're the power couple, it's going to put a target on their back. They realize they both have to keep winning, keep dominating these competitions, stay locked in. Chris reminds us again and again that his mind is on the 250,000. He doesn't want his feelings for KK to get too deep and mess up his game. I see exactly what Chris is doing here. He's trying to make calculated moves. He's staying guarded on purpose. Like, this is part of his gameplay. So next we have Toby and Tyrique. Toby's on cloud 9 over his kiss with Andriena. He's talking about it, that it's life-changing. Tyrique's reaction is like, you got the job done. Like, this was a whole mission. Did you catch what Toby said, saying that he had to cut the conversation short with Andriena? That was a little shady. Translation, he wasn't interested in anything that she was talking about. Tyrique reminds him like, hey, don't turn into a lover boy, like focus on the competition. But in my opinion, I think Toby is laying groundwork. He's an opportunist and he's going to do whatever it takes to make sure he secures his airtime and longevity in this competition. Then Toby ends up telling Tyrique, you need to lock in because from the outside looking in, it's not looking too good. And he lets Toby know that he's going to be plotting on Justine next. So Josh and Andriena head over to the dock. Listen, I like Andriena. I'm rooting for her, KK, and Garby. But girl is acting like she's never had a boyfriend before. And actually, she's never had a boyfriend before. Because I remember on season 7, when she came as a bombshell, she said that she never did. So it's everything that I'm seeing, it's given that. It's just kind of interesting how we're really finding out how quirky and dorky she comes across. Because while her and Johnny are talking, just nonstop giggling. The girl is smitten. Obviously, she's excited. She's happy. It's given Delulu, no Salulu. Like, no game plan, no strategy. Johnny is happy that both of them are safe, and he wants to use this opportunity to focus on their connection, both inside and outside of challenges. But if they as a couple do not start winning competition. He is going to start checking out emotionally and strategically. So Tyrique pulls Justine for a chat in the speakeasy. Immediately, Tyrique is laying on thick that he doesn't want to go home. They talk a little bit about their attraction for one another. Justine pushes back, reminding him that she's seen him around here talking to multiple girls. She's saying that if she did couple up with Tyrique, it would be a fun couple, but she's here for the money and not for the mess. But when they cut back to them, she's over here just complimenting him. You got a nice smile. You dress nice. All right, girl, don't get distracted. He's going to lay it on thick. He's going to do whatever he has to do to secure his spot. Now that I think about it, not Tyrique getting curved by the third girl. Dang. KK, Andriena, and now Justine. Oh, he's going to have to work overtime. Whew. So the lights are out. Usual suspects are vibing. And then the camera pans over to Justine and Josh. Now, wait a damn minute. The way my jaw dropped... They weren't doing anything too crazy, but I'm not going to lie. That took me by surprise. And I'm a little entertained by this. Okay, so the next morning rolls around. Johnny and Tyrique are talking. Johnny said to Tyrique that Andriena doesn't have the best shot of winning unless I carry her. Tyrique's advice is then stop kissing her. We got a little situation here. Are we surprised? Absolutely not. Johnny, if he really wants to win, he can't play savior and be lover boy at the same time. He's eventually going to have to pick a lane. It's not looking too good for them. While the boys are making breakfast, Garby is encouraging Justine to give Tyrique a chance. He's like a nice guy. And I love that Justine didn't say a word about what went down with Josh the night before. Yes, girl, that's how you play the game. You keep your cards close to your chest. Don't go running around like KK, sharing everything too soon. There's so much power in staying quiet. So Justine, much respect to her. So Kendall decides that he wants to plan a little cute date for Garby. He takes Garby to Soul Ties. He has a surprise little setup. And I'm not gonna lie, it was cute. I hate that I like this. He put in effort. It was thoughtful. She deserved it. Kendall opens up about his parents' divorce and how much it affected him. In Garby's confessional, she admits that she's very guarded too. She's nervous about actually developing and having feelings for Kendall. Kendall's putting all the right pieces together. He's doing nice things, being thoughtful, planning dates, but it's almost too perfect. And that's when things look too perfect. That's when it quickly gets a little dangerous. That's when the drama appears. So I'm going to keep my eye on him. So now we have Andrea and Josh. They're working out. Josh tells Andrea he feels that he can't get a read on her. He wants 100% transparency from her. Then she ends up finally admitting that her and Toby did kiss. She said that that kiss opened up her eyes to be more towards Josh, that she likes Josh more. I guess, girl. But as competitive as Josh is, I know hearing that did not make him feel good. But I did notice that he didn't say anything the night before about Justine. So, all right. So Nicola pulls Chris for a chat, and immediately she wants to know what's going on between him and KK. Chris said that things are going well, but he's still open. He's still interested in Nicola. Then they start talking about Christmas, and all of a sudden Chris said, "What gifts would you get for me?" Chris, you think you're a baddie. The whole chat was awkward. I just wanted it to end. Meanwhile, Nicola, she is smiling from ear to ear. She is smitten. She genuinely thinks he wants to get to know her. She's excited. In her confessional, she lets us know, but we already know, that she's really liking Chris, and he's one of the only guys in here that care about her and care about how she feels. Honestly, in my humble opinion, she is easily impressed. And I see what production is doing here with these edits, and I'm not falling for it. I am not falling for the propaganda. Nicola has already been on Love Island Malta. She knows how this game works. There is no reason for her to be highly impressed by being a man's number two. She's not getting my sympathy votes. It's not happening. On the other hand, Chris might actually like Nicola, but I just have a strong feeling that it's not genuine. I think he's trying to keep his options open just in case if the train between him and KK end up crashing. And now that KK is locking in her backup with Tyrique, Chris is following suit and just doing the same. It's all gameplay. All right, so Justine and Josh end up having their conversation about what happened the night before when the lights went out. Justine, in her confessional, she mentions that sometimes you just do things and you just end up surprised by another person. He admits that now he has to talk to Andrea, even though he was just talking to Andrea earlier and working out with her, especially after the fact he's the one that's been vocalizing transparency. Honestly, would they be a cute pairing? Yes, but I think both of them are so competitive. They're just focused on the game, winning, strategy. So I think just having that friendship couple element, it's going to take them far. And as for Justine, I don't think Josh is your calling. I think Justine was feeling a little lonely, and vulnerable. But girl, I'm going to support you. Now here goes production being messy.
Last 3 years, just kind of maturing a lot. Just realizing not only what she deserves, but what I deserve.
Isaiah and Kendall are chatting, and he's opening up about how much he's learned from his past relationships. He's grown now. He's matured. He's working on being more thoughtful and considerate. Brand new day. Meanwhile, the producers are playing in our face, highlighting this conversation, knowing damn well they're about to bring in Sydney. You know, it's confession time for everybody. Justine confesses to Tyrique that her and Josh kissed. Tyrique looked visibly disappointed. He says in his confessional that he's learning to regulate his emotions. I'm not fully there yet. I'm sorry, but that took me all the way out. But 3 girls, it's not looking too good for you. So we got another confession. Josh ends up confessing to Andrea that him and Justine kissed. Andrea trying to play it cool, but her face cracked a little bit. You had to catch it real quick, but I caught it. I think Andrea low-key, maybe mid-key cares. So I just think that she's more excited that she doesn't have to worry about being guilty. That's pretty much it. So now it's time for the Love Island Games heart rate challenge. Each islander is going to have 1 minute and 45 seconds to raise heart rates. I'm already suspicious. And also I need them to stop doing couple heart rate challenges. It's giving fugazi. I don't like it. So the couple that scores the highest, they're the new power couple. Whoever scores the lowest, they're vulnerable. So first we had Kendall and Garby. Kendall was unserious. He brought props. Like, this whole thing was a skit. And the fact that people's heart rates were actually increasing from the laughter, yes, this was definitely a scheme that Kendall set up. He knew exactly what he was doing. Tyrique and Lucinda, they did good. Chris already knows that Tyrique is going to come over to KK. Then he looks over to KK saying, oh, I'm about to be pissed. While Tyrique is doing his thing with KK, he's just sitting there like, oh, it's just a challenge, just a challenge. Like, just corny. Real corny. So next is Justine and Josh. They did really good, except Justine licking fingers. Like, you don't know where his hands were. Did he wash his hands? That's just not part of my ministry. Andriena and Johnny, they really tried. Johnny was being so aggressive. Andriena, you already know, girl was doing her thing. All right, so next is Chris and KK. Kendall is reminding everybody to lock in, to stay calm, stay stone face, so that way they can keep their heart rate down. KK is doing her thing. Clearly, she does pole fitness or something, because just impressive. I was impressed, highly impressed. Then you have Chris. He ends up trying to bring 3 girls on stage, and then he ends up running out of time. Chris. Yeah, KK carried the both of them. That's all I'm going to say. Next, we have Toby and Andrea. I think they did pretty good. I think Toby carried the both of them. Andrea was about to do her big one, but the time ended up running out. Everyone did a good job, but no one's ever going to beat Janae, season 6, USA. Catherine, UK, season 10. You know what? Honorable mention, I'll give Whitney. Same season as Catherine, UK season 10. So now it's time for some twists and turns, and now we got 2 new bombshells. First we have Marvin. He's from Love Island France season 1. The next bombshell is Sydney. Sydney is no other than Isaiah's ex-girlfriend. She hasn't been in contact with Isaiah since they broke up. And I'm just looking at Isaiah's face. He is in absolute disgust. Not amused. Lucinda's like, how do you guys 2 know each other? Sydney's like, yeah, we used to date. You guys are messy for this. Anyways, they end up giving the heart rate challenge result. So the top couple that ends up raising the heart rate the most was Nicola and Isaiah. I repeat, the top couple was Nicola and Isaiah. Unbelievable. This is where I had a little bit of confusion. Lucinda should have been the winner of the girls. She raised 3 heart rates. I believe Isaiah had the most heart rates. And Chris had 2 people. And I don't know, the math is not mathing to me. So we end up seeing a preview that there's going to be a duel tomorrow. And since Nicola and Isaiah are the power couple, now they have to choose to see who are the 2 girls and the 2 guys from the vulnerable couples to end up battling it out. One couple is going to be safe. One other couple is going to get dumped. But I think Nicola is going to try her best to keep Chris safe. So it could be Toby against Johnny, but I can also see Isaiah saying, "No, put Chris in there. I need to get him out of the competition." We already know Nicola is going to put KK up for the duel. So that was it for episode 7. I honestly think that the Sydney return was a flop. Girl, wrap the storyline up. It's a no for me. Having KK and Andriena at the bottom, it's giving rigged because there is no way that Nicola raised the most heart rates when KK was over here swinging from a pole and landing in a split. Listen, Nicola's going to be a problem. All right, guys, so that's a wrap on episode 7. We had bombshells, strategic plays, fraud and phony, scams. I will definitely be watching episode 8 and doing a recap on that. I'm building this channel brick by brick. So if you're vibing with me, you're vibing with my content, just make sure you hit the subscribe button. It helps more than you think. Make sure you like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.